Hollingsworth. Welcome. All right, we're excited to talk about this upcoming event, Impact, and what is going to happen. I'm super excited about this. We're going to jump right in. So tell us about the event and what can people expect from the event.
So this is I Present, the one-day adult workshop, and what I think participants will get out of this is for someone who may not feel comfortable, whether they're doing presentations, say for work or their business, or sometimes they may just feel a little uncomfortable with one-on-one conversations. So we just want to help them kind of get rid of the fear and just feel confident the next time they have to speak. And it's usually I do kids, so this is my very first adult workshop, and I'm very excited because it was the adults who said, oh, you do kids, can you do one for adults? So that's why we're doing one for the adults now.
Yeah, it's going to be a little bit different.
It is.
Because kids are just interesting.
Kids are interesting, but here's what I think the difference is. With kids, you sometimes have to sell them on it.
Yeah.
You know, I want you to go to this camp, this summer camp for public speaking, and you're going to learn this will be good for you when you go to college and be an adult. But adults, they understand the benefit a little bit more because they're living it right now. So I think that's the difference between the two.
So this is not, and we're just going to clarify this. We know that you are a TV news anchor.
Yes.
We get it. But this is not just for people who are looking to go into a career, of being a news anchor or just being on stage, public speaking. This takes it goes a little bit deeper. So let's talk about that.
You know, I think public speaking is a life skill. And what happens sometimes, the reason why I started out with kids, because I think that's where you can start to nip it in the bud.
Yeah.
Because if you don't, you start getting nervous in middle school, then high school, then college, and then bam, you're an adult and you're still nervous speaking in front of people. So with adults, some of that fear may be built up a little bit more compared to the kids, because some kids can be a little fearless.
Yes.
So working with adults and realizing, helping them realize their power in their voice. And we have something called glossophobia, right? I'm going to use that word at the workshop.
Yeah.
That is the fear of public speaking. Majority of the people in the world have a fear of public speaking over spiders, heights, all of that. And so we want them to understand when you're on stage giving a presentation, you are doing something that the majority of the world is afraid to do. So why are you scared? You're doing something that people are afraid to do.
Yeah, even though you're terrified.
Yes.
Yeah, because it's terrifying.
It is terrifying.
Yeah, especially when you first start to do it. Like your first.
Right.
I remember just first doing this show. Like I was like, oh my God.
Know, even when I first started doing TV, I loved the news. I wanted to do the news. I was like, oh, there's the other part. You have to do the presentation part of the news. So I think we're all a work in progress and you get there. And I always say, do not turn down opportunities. If your boss wants you to do this, or your boss wants you to do this presentation, or your church or your organization wants you to do blah, 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 you do that, because the more you do it, just like anything, the better you're going to get.
I always say yes to everything and then just figure out how you're going to do it later.
How you're going to do it.
Because the whatever it is, it's being presented to you for a reason.
Yes.
Okay? So just say yes.
Just say yes.
And then figure it out.
And that's how you grow, and that's how you get better. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. So I had, just an example, I had one of the pastors at our church just reached out to me this morning and said, hey, I want you to read one of your favorite Bible verses tomorrow night. And I was like, what in the world? I'm like, am I going to have to talk? Like, what are we doing here?
Really?
So I just said, yes.
Yes.
You know, like, yes, I don't know what it all entails, but guess what? I'll just figure it out. But yes, absolutely. Yes, absolutely.
You're going to do it.
And so with this has worked with your own daughter.
Yeah, so she really was my inspiration creating I Present. We are going to do I Present. This will be our third summer with the kids. And it was watching her being in certain organizations and seeing her and then other girls. My daughter, she is actually good at scripted things. If she has to MC something, I've seen her MC in front of 1,000 people, and she's flawless.
And how old is she?
She is just turned 17.
Really?
But she was younger than that. She was probably about 13 or so when she was doing that. But one-on-one conversations, she is so awkward.
Really?
And she even said that. She was like, I don't know how to pivot from one subject to another to the subject. One of the things we do with the kids, I keep talking about the kids because that's what we've done so far, is we actually have impromptu conversations. learn how to have a conversation, especially with the kids, because they have cell phones. These kids will be standing right next to each other and text each other.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
So we're really just teaching them how you have a conversation, because that's something you have to know in life.
Yes. And then, you know, just speaking on TV, you know, and having that experience and everything, that's kind of just helped you to prepare for this workshop. And so you guys are going to get a lot out of this.
Yes.
And you still have time to register.
Yes. You just go online to ipresentps.com, and that you can register, and lunch will be provided that day. And it's only from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. That way you have the rest of your afternoon.
Yes.
But it's giving you some tips to think about. And it could be things that you already knew.
Yeah.
But just to hear it again, to hear another voice to say it, and just to help you prepare the next time you have a presentation, and just to help you get over the fear. One of my big sponsors for I Present, she once told me a story that she was about to hire a young man. He looked great on paper, but when he came in for an interview, he just could not. He was not an effective communicator. And guess what? He did not get the job. Jobs are so hard to come by these days. You don't want something like public speaking or being an effective communicator to prevent you from not getting that job.
You are passionate about this.
Absolutely.
And I see this.
Yes.
Why is that?
You know, it's what, you know, I go back to my boss when I pitched it to him to let him know I like to keep my boss in the loop of what I'm doing outside of work. And he was like, you know, I have no problem with you doing this because I think this is an extension of you. And I liked when he said that. I think it's just me. This is what I do for a living, and I see people who just struggle with it. And if I can help guide them a little bit more, give them some tips, boy.
And it's just what we need.
Yes.
It really is
it's
what
our
we
life.
need.
We are humans.
Yeah.
This is how we connect.
It is how we connect.
By communicating.
Yeah, and it's like back when we were, you know, teenagers, we didn't have cell phones. So we had to connect. So we had no choice.
And we had to communicate.
And we had to communicate, and it had to be face to face or on the actual wall phone.
The wall phone, yes.
I remember that boy, that landline.
Yes.
Yes. So kids nowadays are just they can get by with just texting.
They can.
And so that's why I think this is really, really important for.
I'm excited. I really am. I hope we have room. I hope more adults sign up. And there are some adults I've already encountered. Oh, I'm a little scared. But that's the space. That's the space for you to get over that fear, because everybody in that room has been there or they're there right now.
Yeah, and you will agree to this too. The more you do this, the easier it will become.
It's like playing a sport or playing an instrument.
But you got to start.
You have to start.
You got to start somewhere. And I Present is where you can start.
Yes.
So what is the website that people can sign up?
Again, it is ipresentps.com. That's where you can register.
Okay. And if you guys have any just general questions, you can contact me on my cell phone. That number is 804-400-0456. I will be at the event. We're going to have our buddy Mike King is going to be at the event. Because Mike needs some
and I have to say it's on the corner or on the campus of VCU, right across the street from Miss Eagle Center. So really easy space to get to.
Okay. And Mike, you're going to be there, right?
Yes.
You're going to behave?
I can't. Can't guarantee that.
All right, you guys come join the fun. We hope to see you on Saturday at 9 a.m. Have a great day. Thanks, guys.